Welcome to my channel. This is Lousy Facelift here again, and I want to make a little Roland MC-505 tutorial video for you today, and just give you a bit of an explanation on the whole layout and about the faceplate of the unit and how to reach some of the functions. And I want to first of all give a little shout out to Steve Tracks. He's another guy here on YouTube who's posted some excellent information on the MC-505. So if you are looking for further information, please check out his channel. Some of the things I want to talk about here actually come from his videos, and I didn't want to just start the video not mentioning this. Alright, I think when you're looking for reasons why are people selling their MC-505 groove boxes, I think there is a bunch of reasons, but also I think the unit is becoming a bit more popular currently. I think many more people getting these things out of their closets, wiping the dust off, and then maybe taking it to a repair shop, get this display repaired, which is, I think, the first most important reason. The overheating issue that causes the display to not work properly anymore. You have lines of pixels dropping out, and then you cannot read anything, and this really takes away a lot of the fun and functionality of the device, because you don't really know what you're doing anymore. And don't listen to people who try to convince you that you don't need the display to operate the whole machine anyway. It doesn't work. If your display is not working, you simply cannot operate some of the aspects of the MC-505. Then the second reason, I think, is this. That is the very first preset sound that you get after firing up the unit. Then, you know, and sometimes if you're a bit like me, I sometimes, when I'm not really consciously aware of what I'm doing, I just, flick on the machine and then press a key, and then, I start to cringe every time that I hear this sound, because it's just really awful, if you ask me. I mean, there's a bunch of really bad TB303 presets in the 505 that at least for my taste, that you better not touch, and you really have to do some editing for these sounds and make them your own to make them somehow usable. And then the third reason, I think, is that people selling this unit haven't really fully understood the things that I'm about to explain now, because there's a number of 3 very important buttons on the unit, and they correspond to other functions. They can be used to access certain parameters, and this is not really so easy to grasp at first. When I first had the machine, I didn't fully understand its layout and the way things are printed on the panel, and that's really what it all comes down to. How are these buttons and knobs labeled? What is the actual print on the faceplate of the unit, so that you know how these things correspond. The first and probably most important key on the unit is the function button right here. It even starts blinking when you have it activated. You can see this, it starts flashing now. This looks like a warning sign, and I think that's really for a good reason, because you have to be aware when this key is turned on. You have to be aware that it's active. So if you have the function button activated and now you want to you have this patch playing and you want to change the cutoff value, for example, then things become a bit confusing, because what you will actually influence then is not the cutoff level here, but the tone level. You will simply turn down the level of the sound or turn it up. Same for resonance. These type of parameters are also printed in the very same way as the function button is labeled here, with also a white box that's kind of filled in all in white with the printing inside it. All these functions that you see that are labeled the same way, for example, fine tune, then R&D pen, that's for random pen, for this button right here. If you activate this, then these 4 lights start flashing so that you know that you've random pen selected for your patch. Tone level, tone pen, and most importantly probably in the effects section, the overall level settings for the 3 effects units all correspond to the function knob, and it has to be active to either lower or raise the level of the reverb, for example. So when you have function activated and you turn the reverb level all the way down, and then you forget about this setting, and then you think, well, maybe I should like raise the reverb time a little. Why am I not hearing anything? That's because you forgot that you maybe have turned the level down when function was active. So the function button here is used for all these commands here that are printed in the same kind of way on the face of the unit. Also the edit button here is just the same thing. There are 3 rows of commands here that you can access on the device, and I'm not going to get into every single one of these commands, but you have to know that when you're in patch mode like I am now, I cannot access the pattern delete page, for example, because I'm in patch mode here. When I look at the print of the unit here, it has pattern song printed to the left of these 2 rows of commands. So when I'm in patch mode, this cannot be accessed. I can only access the patch parameters in the 3rd row of commands. Like for example, I could access the amp pan page. I could then hold down edit, press pad key number 7, and this takes me to the pan settings. And then sometimes there are other pages next to this one that I'm accessing here, and then for these pages I have to use the arrow left and right keys in the page section here. Alright, so also there's category. I've just actually realized this right now, that there's category printed on the panel, so this probably can be used to change a whole category of sound when I'm okay, let's say I have this, let's look for a bass sound here, or maybe a pad sound. Okay, so if I now, let's see, if I hold edit down and then strings, voice, okay, actually I cannot really tell you what category means here. I mean, it is in a white print, same as the edit knob. Okay. Yeah, I have to find out some things for myself here still. So okay, but I think you get the idea. The way the edit button is labeled with just this white box here, and all the other commands that are printed in the exact same way can be reached using the edit button for either pattern song mode in the first 2 rows or patch mode in the 3rd row, and then corresponding to the pad keys above the command that you're choosing. All right. Same of course goes for the shift button. When I'm so when I press shift and then choose one of these commands here, like maybe the sequencer page, Well, this even works when I'm in patch mode, by the way, now. Okay, but I think for the first row this won't work, of course, because that's also something corresponding or using the edit knob here. All right. Oh, master tune, by the way. If you're into 430 hertz, 32 hertz music, this is how you set this up. You can change the overall tuning. This is edit knob and then pad key number 7. You can make your 432 hertz music setting here. All right. Well, I think that's it for now. I want to make more videos talking about other specific functions like the sequencer functions, the sound editing functions, and so on. So yeah, if you're looking for more information on this, check out my channel or have a look at Steve Trax's channel. That's TRAXX. Excellent info there too. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.